James Mangold signs huge Paramount Skydance deal. Star Wars, Swamp Thing, canceled? I don't know. Let's find out. Here we are at Cosmic Book News. And is that Cyclops inside the Sith roving? And there's Swamp Thing from that show that had potential, but, you know. Anyway, that's a long time ago. So James Gunn has signed an overall deal with Paramount and Skydance, which raises new speculation about the status of his previously announced Star Wars and DCU Swamp Thing movies. Yeah, I never really thought the Star Wars thing was going to happen, especially when the Indiana Jones movie bombed. But Swamp Thing seemed possible, but perhaps that's the movie that James Gunn was hinting at that got canceled. He never really said which one it was of the movies that were announced, you know? But maybe that was it. Anyway, Deadline reports Paramount Pictures inked a deal with Mangold, under which the Logan and Ford versus Ferrari director and the Indiana Jones director. I mean, right? What? Oh. Will develop, direct, and produce feature film projects for the Skydance-owned studio. The deal is one of the first major moves by Paramount's new studio co-chairs, Josh Greenstein and Dana Goldberg, who said James Mangold is one of the most talented filmmakers working today. And we could not be more excited to welcome him to the Paramount family, starting with High Side and many more collaborations to come. Mangold added he was thrilled to partner with Paramount and praised their enthusiasm for big screen films. The first project under the new deal is High Side, reuniting Mangold with Timothy Chalamet after their work on the Bob Dylan biopic A Complete Unknown. High Side is based on a short story by Jaime Oliveira. I'm sorry, Jaime, I got it wrong. I apologize. About a former MotoGP racer. Chalamet is currently filming Dune 3, so it's likely his next project will be Mangold's High Side. Sorry, guys, you lose again. You know, it's just, what about Star Wars? Mangold was announced at Star Wars Celebration as the director of a film set during the dawn of the Jedi, exploring the origins of the Force, thousands of years before the Skywalker saga. Yeah, well. However, Lucasfilm has a history of announcing projects under Kaka that never happened. From Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron to multiple Rian Johnson and David Benioff D.B. Weiss ideas. Given Mangold's new Paramount deal and the lack of updates, it wouldn't be surprising if this Star Wars film never makes it to production. No, it would not. But what about Swamp Thing? Back in January 2023, James Gunn unveiled his DCU Chapter 1 slate, Gods and Monsters, which included Swamp Thing. A few months later, Mangold confirmed his involvement, teasing a darker, horror-influenced take. Since then, nothing has surfaced. Gunn has even faced criticism for announcing projects that fail to move forward. With Mangold now committed to Paramount, the likelihood of him directing Swamp Thing looks slim, coupled with the possible sale of Warner Brothers Discovery. Well, that's the interesting part, isn't it? Mangold's deal is part of Paramount's broader push to secure top talent and franchises. In recent months, the studio has also signed a 4-year exclusive deal with the Duffer Brothers, creators of Netflix's Stranger Things, secured rights to develop a Call of Duty live-action movie, purchased the R-rated comedy special Bald Eagles, recruited the producers of Weapons. Whoa, yeah, that's a big deal. Yeah, because that and Barbarian, those are some cool horror films. So anyway, to spearhead a new genre label. like a horror genre label or something else. I don't know. Mangold is now positioned as one of Paramount's marquee filmmakers alongside these high-profile movies, again, which suggests he won't be committing time to other projects such as Star Wars and Swamp Thing, though the Paramount deal is apparently non-exclusive. So what happens next? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Both Mangold, Star Wars, and Swamp Thing were announced over 2 years ago. And since then, no real progress has been made. With his future seemingly locked to Paramount, the projects may be shelved indefinitely. For now, fans will be waiting to see if Mangold, Lucasfilm, or James Gunn provide any updates. Well, the Swamp Thing of the two is more likely to possibly survive, but it's probably already canceled. But just for fun, let's say it's technically not. And so with Paramount, he goes over there because, hey, look, I want to work. And he goes over there, but Paramount is one of the ones in the game to purchase Warner Brothers Discovery. So Zaslav reportedly wants a bidding war, so maybe they'll lose, but they're interested. So if Paramount wins that, well, and they already got Mangold under their wing, you know, if he really wants to do a Swamp Thing film, maybe it'll happen anyway. Could be. Or DCU will dust off whatever treatment they were thinking about and start over with someone else, you know. But yeah, Gunn did announce an awful lot. And you always got to expect some of these things will never happen. So, yeah, that probably Swamp Thing is one of those. And, oh, well. But anyway, yeah, Star Wars, it's just too sad to elaborate on anymore.